Hi again guys, and welcome to another top 10 best countdown list on Gran Turismo 6, and this list is actually going to be the first in my series of top 10 best lists, which actually branches beyond GT6 into GT Sport. Now, this particular top 10 countdown is for my personal pick of the top 10 best Vision GT concept cars, which are on Gran Turismo or that will be on Gran Turismo, are completely confirmed and that I've had the opportunity to actually test drive. Now, as always, I have put tunes and reviews to all of these vehicles down in the description below if you'd like more information about them or tune setups for them, but for now at least, let's get straight into the list. Kicking us off in 10th place, I'm putting the Aston Martin DP100 VGT car, and the reason why I'm putting this car in 10th is because it's just such a good all-round machine. It's got over 800 horsepower, all-wheel drive, it looks absolutely fantastic, and it's a multi-purpose vehicle. The fact that we can actually tune elements of the car, such as the gearbox, makes it so much more useful than just a VGT that you can't do any tuning to. The top speed is over 250, the all-wheel drive allows it to go off-road, the acceleration is very strong, and the handling in general is just really great on this car. In 9th place, I'm putting the OG of Vision GT cars, the Mercedes VGT, not the RS racing model, which is not really a very good car at all, but the original non-spoiler version. This car is one of the very, very few VGTs which you can actually upgrade, and in fully tuned 1100 horsepower form, this is a supercar to be reckoned with. It's one of the best straight line machines in the game, and all round, although it's not the strongest of track cars, it proves that just because it's the oldest VGT, it's most definitely not the worst. In fact, it's one of the best. In 8th place, I'm putting the first vehicle on this list which current GT6 players unfortunately won't be able to agree with me on, and that is the Hyundai N2025. I had the opportunity to drive this car and it's very good. Now, the handling of course on GT Sport in general is different to GT6, so comparing it will always have a slightly skewed element because the games aren't similar in terms of handling. Overall though, to give you some idea of what the N2025 felt like, imagine driving the Mazda LM55 with its all-wheel drive Le Mans prototype feel, but with a single forward gear, so direct drive. That's basically what this car felt like. In other words, brilliant. In 7th place, I'm putting one of the earlier VGTs and still one of the best. Very, very competitive, extremely fast for its power, and just a really good all-round car, and one of the very few VGTs to have a fully detailed interior. It's, of course, the Volkswagen Vision GT Roadster, and although the coupe version is also pretty good, it's not quite as good, plus this car has the fully detailed interior to go with, which is always a bonus. In 6th place, we have the second vehicle in the VGT category, which I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to drive at the GT Sport event in London, and that's the Bugatti Vision GT, possibly the most anticipated VGT that we don't have yet, and for good reason. The Veyron is already of course extremely fast, visually it's very similar to the Chiron, and the potential of the car is really high. Now, having driven it, I can say that the car isn't necessarily as phenomenal as you'd expect it to be on GT6, but the physics of GT Sport are notably different. So in comparison, it's really good on there, but compared to the physics that we have now, it feels more like an all-wheel drive Zonda R. So not bad, a lot better than the Veyron, but not quite as groundbreaking in comparison to GT6's VGTs, as you might hope. Perhaps surprisingly to some people, not in first place, because of course this is not a top 10 fastest list, this is a top 10 best, I'm putting the Tomahawk X. And the reason why I'm putting it in 5th is because yes, it is a brilliant car, it has phenomenal performance, especially when you glitch it like mine is here, but overall The fact that it does have so much performance for the money makes it brilliant. The downside is that it's so good, in a similar way to most Red Bulls, that you just can't use it enough unless it's up against other vehicles that are the same. In fourth place, I'm putting one of my personal favourite VGTs because of its creativity, the Chaparral 2X. Chaparral is an incredible motorsports company, and when I found out that they were making a VGT, I was over the moon. What we got was a monster. Ultra lightweight, kind of like the Nike 1 from Gran Turismo 4 in its appearance, with the low slung, almost laying down driving position, with an incredible laser propulsion engine. The main downside of the car is the fact that the top speed is no way near as good as it should be. In testing, this car is confirmed in videos to do 290. On the game though, it does 260. That's a shame. In third place, I'm putting another Tomahawk, but not the X and not the GTSR, actually the slowest of the three, the Tomahawk S. And the reason why I'm putting this car higher than the X is because of its usability. You can detune this car to 700 pp or even lower, and as such, it is highly usable in career events, seasonal events, online races, etc. For its power, the performance is very impressive, and overall, the Tomahawk S just has the most pure usability of the three versions. In second place, I'm putting a vehicle which is so much better in practice than it appears to be. Not that it looks bad, but it doesn't look as good as it is. The Peugeot VGT is a striking looking vehicle, but visually it does look a bit kind of big and bulky and almost a hybrid of supercar and rally car in its appearance. The reality is though that you're getting a vehicle with the power of its Pikes Peak Peugeot 208 and a lower weight than most LMP cars. Around the track, especially at 700 pp, the Peugeot VGT is a force to be reckoned with. This is a brilliant VGT car and a definite must-have if you're a fan of supercar concepts. And finally, in first place, the car which I would personally say is the best all-round VGT so far is the Mazda LM55. And the reason why I would say this is the best is because it's so good at everything. It looks fantastic, it manages to be a great homage to the 787B, but updates the technology very well. The top speed and acceleration for its power of 830 horsepower is phenomenal, around 290 miles per hour, and literally if you reduce any other Le Mans car to that power, they are no way near as fast as this car, which means that performance-wise, it's more efficient than all of them. As far as all-round ability, the all-wheel drive gives it a fantastic advantage in wet weather conditions. It's very beginner-friendly, and at $1 million credits, it's cheaper than pretty much any other Le Mans car in the game. But that's it overall for my top 10 list. If you'd like to keep up with others like this as soon as they're released, or check out other ones that I've already done, of course, feel free to hit subscribe to do that. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.